Good morning. Welcome to Pouring Through Life. As I knock everything on the ground, because that's what happens every time I record. I'm going to do a coaster pour today. Yeah, I knocked everything on the... Okay, so the colors I'm doing today are Jewel Essence Interference Blue, which is this lovely, cool, creamy white with a blue hue. Then I have Lunar Dust Deep Sea Green, which is the opposite. It's green with a blue, I guess it's both blue hues, but it's got the blue glow to it. And I didn't put very much, so it should have some translucency, because when you mix through, you can see to the stick, you know it's not super dark or super opaque. Then I have my alcohol inks by Let's Resin. I have cerulean blue and sapphire blue to make a more darker blue. I added a drop of Casting Craft opaque pearl pigment to give it some shimmer. And then my glitters are a combination of glass, which I have from Michaels, the white glass. Then I got online Meyer Gold. It's really thin crushed glass. And I added a few little glitters. I added a blue and a green and a white glitter. And some glass shards that are kind of a champagne color. So I'm going to start with adding the Interference Blue. I'm just going to do a little puddle in each one. These coasters hold 3 ounces of pigment or resin per coaster, which is quite a bit. Most coaster sets for 4 are usually 6 to 8 ounces. These ones hold quite a bit more. 12 ounces without even doming it. I'm curious to see what effects I'm going to get here. Okay, so I think next what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the blue alcohol ink so that way the other colors mix into it and you get that effect that the alcohol ink gives, which I love. Once again, another puddle. So pretty. I always do that. Start off with one. By the time I get to the 4th one, there's hardly any pigment left. So what I'm going to do, since I did that, I'm going to start with this coaster with the last color. So that way it's more even. Even the colors may not be completely even. The coaster will have close to the same amount of pigment in it as the rest of them. Okay, so next, the last color before I add the clear is going to be the Deep Sea Green from Lunar Dust. Such a cool color. So I want to make sure it's good and mixed. Actually, let me give it a quick torch before I add any more layers. Ooh, yeah, I might have to add a little bit more of the deep sea and make one more cup. I kept a little bit of extra resin just in case this happened. So wipe your stick off. I reuse my sticks. I keep a baby wipe handy for this exact reason. It's also why I don't put my pigments away until after I'm done pouring. So literally barely any on the stick because I still want it to be transparent. Just gonna mix this up really quick. Perfect. I hate it when I run out right in the middle of a pour because I want the pigments to be consistently the same colors. And if you accidentally put a little bit more mica, it completely changes the effect you're trying to get. So I'm gonna add more to this one. And I'm gonna add more to this one. Trying to pay attention to where I'm at with the fullness of the coasters. My big head's probably in the way. I'm trying out a new ring light because my ring light died. I don't often use these little paper cups, but if I'm wanting to do a quick pour and not have a bunch to clean up, I will use them. Okay, so next I'm going to torch it again, and then I'm going to add the glass and glitter center. Actually, I'm going to put my heat on it actually, because there is a lot of bubbles. When you add heat, you want to be careful not to scorch it. And it's easy to do. I've actually done it a couple times. You don't want to scorch your resin. Okay, so I have some clear left. So I'm going to start with which one is the least, and I'm going to add some clear. And the nice part about that is it opens up the center and gives me a starting point for the glitter. It also really adds a lot to the pigments when they rub on each other. So you add the clear and then it creates a change in what you're pouring, and it's really neat to see what it does. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. I'm so excited to see what this is going to look like when it's all said and done. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to have to torch the center because there's lots and lots of bubbles in the clear. And I'm going to do that before I put the glass in and after I put the glass in. The glass always has a ton of air bubbles because when you're mixing it, the resin is attaching to the glitter and it creates little pockets of air within it. So sometimes I will even just go over the top really quick, move it around again and do it again before I even put it in. Okay. Super excited. Careful not to drip on your other coasters. Done that a few dozen times. I like to pour the clear and then put the glitter in because it dips down and then the center stays clear. And I like, oh, see, I just did it. I just told myself not to do it and then I did it. Stupid. Oh, whoopsie. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna add any more of this glitter. I'm gonna get I have these little cute little guys here. They're sugar skulls, and I'm gonna put this glitter in them. That's what I've been, as I've had leftovers, I add them to something else. Press it in and heat it up, and then it'll liquefy again. I'll show you the glitters I use too, because they're all kind of cool. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to heat up the clear and see what we got left in it. Just to liquefy it a little bit, makes it a little easier to pour out. Oh, I'm so excited. These are going to be absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, I have to wait 12 hours just to look at them, but well, it's okay. It's super fun to do this. Okay, so I'm just adding the leftover clear to these little skulls. And then I'm going to heat them up so that it lays flat. Forgot to put my gloves on when I started this, so it's like I'm doing pretty good, not getting too dirty, but yeah, you should always wear protective gear when you're working with resin. It's not good for your skin. The problem is with the pandemic, it's a little harder to get safety gear than it used to be. Couple little dots of pigment that didn't get mixed up, and I don't want them to stay on the surface, so I'm just touching them. And then I'm gonna torch because there are lots of little bubbles in there, and I don't want those bubbles to stay in the clear center that I created. Okay. So I'm going to just torch the center, because as the glitter sinks down, all those bubbles need to be popped. Otherwise you won't have a clear center, it'll be solid bubbles. And then you're going to wait a few minutes, and then you're going to come back to it and you're going to do it again. I'm going to add heat to this one. One more thing I'm going to do, because I did set the glitter in the center, I'm just going to give it a little swirl to make sure the bottom actually sees. And then in doing so, I'm going to create this circular, I call it a hurricane pattern, and it's really neat looking. Because I waited a little while, that pattern will pretty much stay intact, and it will be really unique and cool looking. I'm also trying to control how big the glitter ball is. I don't want it to be spread out the entire length of it. I want it to be a little bit smaller, but I added too much glitter to it, so I'm kind of scooping it back into the center because I don't necessarily want that big of a glitter. Sometimes I just make it worse, but hopefully this will stay cool looking. All right, I'll leave that alone. I'm going to torch it again. All right, I'm going to take you in for a close-up. Flipped. All right. It's gonna be, it's always darker in my camera for some reason. See the interference blue on that? It's that white sparkly that's coming through. It's really cool. There we go, I want that a little brighter. All right, we'll see you when we demold. Thank you for watching. Welcome to Pouring Through Life. I wanted to show you the finished result of my coasters that I did this morning. I got a little bit of transparency. Really cool color. This is the Deep Sea Green by Lunar Dust. And it's kind of one of those colors that looks different depending on what light it's in. This one also had the Sapphire Blue and Cerulean Blue, Let's Resin Alcohol ink, and the Interference Blue in it. You can really see the Interference Blue on the bottom because that's the color I poured in first. And it's a really pretty white with a blue flash to it. I did alcohol ink with the glass also, the Pinata ink, the gold, so that's why the glass looks nice and gold and shimmery. These are a really thick coaster. I poured these this morning and they're already hard enough to take out of the mold. Still a little bit tacky on it, this is why I don't touch the front, but I really love the transparency that it got. It's really pretty. I did a little bit of silver leaf that I put in it, but really cool design. Really happy with how this one turned out. So pretty. See the interference blue shining? Super cool. I also did my little dried flowers. These are all flowers I dried and grew from my garden. It's not perfect. I'm new to this. This is only the first or second time I've poured flowers. But it didn't cook them. I did it in really thin layers. I used little bits of resins that I had left over, so glass and whatnot. Turned out really cute though. I love little baby sunflowers. It's only a couple bubbles, but yeah, I'm real happy. I'm gonna edge these in silver to go with the silver leaf, but they turned out really pretty. Neat, neat, neat color. If you like my video, please hit the subscribe and bell. That way you get notifications when I do more videos. Thank you guys for your support and comments. I appreciate it so much. And y'all have a beautiful and blessed day.